you say Ms. Parker led you to believe that you fathered her 3-month-old son, Timothy Montgomery. You say you were present at the birth, named the baby, signed the birth certificate.
Yes.
But now, Ms. Parker says, you're not the father.
Yes, Your Honor.
You've petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove that, in fact, you are Timothy's father. Ms. Parker, you claim to be 100% positive that Mr. Montgomery is...
What we're watching isn't just a paternity case. It's the story of a man who gave everything to love a child that wasn't his. He left his home, his job, his family, just to build a life for a son he believed in. When truth shatters faith like this, we see the cruel balance between love and reality. DNA may prove biology, but no test can erase the heart of a man who chose to be a father.
Her were together. We were sexually active, you know, and without a shadow of a doubt.
I know what you're saying when you look at the baby and you pick out features and you say, so I can understand why you could say to yourself, oh, I think he kind of resembles, but there's no way that if you were sleeping with another man during the window of conception, Ms. Parker, you could say, or you could rule out Mr. Lanou.
It did bother me, though, throughout the whole pregnancy. She's blind by the fact that she actually did love and care for him.
I did love him.
I left everything I knew in Cleveland, you know, my family. I had a good paying job that I had. You know, I sat there and, you know, left my family, my friends, everything I ever knew behind so I can go down there and be with her. So I can be the best father and family man that I could possibly be for her, her kids, and my son.
Yeah.
And you did that with the understanding, the belief that this child is mine.
Yes, Your Honor.
I thought he was the father. I believed in my heart that he was Timothy's father.
So, here, I am going to ask questions. I need to get the answers because ultimately there is a child on the line. We're trying to figure out who Timothy's father is. And what we're trying to do is figure out how we arrived at this point.
Youngin. This is a grown folks talk right here.
Yeah.
I think honestly you're more mature than Luke.
Jerome, do me a favor, please stand in between.
I have a job.
Where's all this money going?
It's going to him.
No, it's
going
not.
to
I have
him.
not once
Trust and
got
believe,
it.
my son will have what he needs.
That's funny because I'm the one down there right now putting diapers on his ass, buying formula, buying clothes.
Back and you bit on my girl, homie.
So
I asked because I had a
feeling.
feeling.
Before you got pregnant, you ended up with Mr. Lanou, right?
Your Honor,
so how did that happen?
Mark.
The first time he had left was the first time me and her met. Throughout the whole time, even told him that.
Terry, homie.
Mr. Montgomery, do you remember this conversation when you found out that they were sleeping together?
Absolutely not, Your Honor.
Were you ever aware that they were sleeping together before Timothy was born?
Before Timothy was born, no. I had my suspicions, but I never had, you know, concrete evidence that they was actually sleeping around.
So clearly, Miss Parker, you're sleeping with both men.
Yeah.
At a certain point.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then you end up in the hospital having your baby. How is it that Mr. Montgomery ends up in the hospital with you, going through this with you, when you knew it was a possibility that both men could be the father?
At the time, I didn't know it was a possibility that Lanou would have been the father of Timothy.
You know, I'm sitting there, you know, I'm holding him for the first time, you know. I bring him to, you know, her face, you know, so she can see him because she had a C-section. You know, I'm sitting there crying. I even told myself that, you know, when he was born, I was like, I'm not going to cry. Was I nervous? No, I was excited because the simple fact of the matter, I was told that I was going to be a father. And unlike most men, I was damn proud to hear that I was going to be a father.
As Mr. Montgomery went through all of the motions, got to be at the hospital.
It still hurts.
He named the baby after his father. I mean, he's doing the most.
I actually was going to show up to the hospital, but out of respect for her and that unborn child, refused to because I know that it would have caused a disturbance between me and him.
Oh,
you know, I had
you had to just endure this. You knew that you had been sleeping with her.
A man always has.
Did you know as well that there was a distinct possibility that you could be this child's father?
And I even had stated to her that previously.
I told him it wasn't because I didn't want to believe it.
Because she loved Mark.
I loved Mark at the time.
Okay.
Right, this is when she was with me. You know, I was supposed to sit there and be engaged to her, and now a month, you know, here we are about, what, 2 months later almost, and all of a sudden she's engaged to another man. I mean, I just don't see how you can move that fast from one man to another man, feeling, you know, like you love a person that much, sit there and get engaged that quick. Doesn't.
Wow. Your Honor,
and while I agree with that, when you believe you have a child or either a young innocent life that could potentially be your child, just because you leave the woman doesn't mean you leave the child.
Oh, and she called me, video Facebook chatted me on Father's Day to sit there because she goes, oh, well, on the off chance that, you know, you are Timothy's father, I thought you would like to see him on Father's Day. I respected that. You know, it made me feel good. You know, I got to see my son on Father's Day. I'm sitting there crying the whole time after I get off the phone with her because I can't sit there and look at my son without crying. I took his picture off the background of my phone because I can't look at his picture more than 2 minutes without bursting into tears. This is my son, and it was dragged away from me by a conniving man who decided to sit there and come in between a relationship.
So, Ms. Parker, if
the fact that he's tried conceiving children, 2 other women who, until he left, could not conceive a child.
Do you really want Timothy to be Mr. Lanew's child?
Yes,
because you want to be with Mr. Lanew?
Because he is honestly more active with all 3 of my kids. I want him to be Timothy's father. He's more interactive.
Wanting and having a reasonable basis to believe he's the father are 2 different things. Do you really want to be with Mr. Lanew and you want to have a life with him? So
Even
that's why you want him to be
the father. I want to be with him.
I've been there. I'm all he knows.
No, I was there when we first started being able to see. I've
been there since Timothy was
1 month.
1 month old.
Face I would give him. That is my monkey man right there. I sat there and fed him bottles. I changed diapers for him. I walked him around that complex. I didn't know. One time. Whatever. I have people who live in the same complex of her.
A lie told in love still destroys like any other. Behind this second story is a man who wanted to be adored, a woman searching for affection, and a wife who never saw the betrayal coming. This is what happens when secrets grow faster than truth. Families collapse, children are left wondering, and trust becomes the real casualty. Paternity court exposes what silence hides, the cost of selfishness.
In my eyes, that's still my son, though. I was there for his birth. I sat there and was there for the first month and a half of his life. Regardless of what them results read, in my eyes, that'll always be my son.
Ms. Parker, how do you feel right now?
I'm happy. Mr. Lanew is the father of my son Timothy because he's more involved with Timothy.
Mr. Lanew?
Yes.
How do you feel now to know?
It's like a weight lifted off my shoulder. I mean, the pain of not being able to be there. I'll do whatever it takes to make sure he never had.
Woman intuition hits. That's what I do. I investigate.
Okay, and what made your woman's intuition kick in?
So during the time I was pregnant, I had told Mr. Houston that I was pregnant. He said that he would be there for me and my child. After 2 doctor's appointments, he stopped showing up. So I got a little suspicious. So I got my investigation glasses on, you know, and I found out via Facebook that he has a wife and children. And I have the evidence right here, Your Honor.
I'd like to see that. Jerome?
Thank you. Your Honor, that is a wedding band on his hand.
So you go on Facebook and you see this picture of Mr. Houston and he has a wedding ring on his hand. And so you see the wedding band and then what do you do?
And then I call him immediately. Because I was deceived.
You never told her you were married, Mr. Houston?
Never has he ever even brought up the fact that he had children. 5. No, you did not.
Did you tell
not? Don't lie. He did not use a condom, Your Honor. He did not.
Your Honor.
No, the answer is no. Don't let him lie to you. The answer is no. No, N-O, no. No.
Listen, how did you meet Mr. Houston?
I met him at a club. He was very charming and appealing at the time, buying me shots of Patron. You know, that's an expensive drink. He also had a truck with rims on it and with nice, nice beats in it. So at the young age that I am, I'm thinking like, I'm young and naive. I'm thinking like, he's got it going on.
When did you 2 become intimate? That same night?
That same night.
After the club?
He took me home to his house and I went, and this is how I did.
Wait a minute. He took you home to his house. Where was his wife and his kid?
I went through the house. I'm looking under bed sheets. I want to see if there's some stilettos or some thongs under here. I want to make sure. I want to be sure. And when I went through all that stuff, there was no sign of no women or no children in that home.
So which house was this, Mr. Houston?
See, the thing is this: I had a homie that just got my home.
Oh.
But my buddy, he got married that day.
So it was his home because now he had a new home with his wife.
Exactly.
So this was like his
This
bachelor
is like a
pad.
bachelor pad, you know.
So how long does this relationship go on?
About a month and a half. When I found out I was pregnant, I told Cortez that I was pregnant, and he didn't say anything on the other line of that phone. He said, "Are you for real?" I said, "Yes, I'm for real." Then he promised that he would be there throughout the whole pregnancy, not just 2 doctors.
At what point do you discover that he has a wife? Are you already pregnant?
Yes.
We need to go back first of all. Okay, the night before I actually even thought that she was pregnant. Okay, I went to stay the night with her because at this time my kids were asleep, my wife was asleep too. All right, I was up. I was just up. I was full of energy. Went to the bathroom. I called Carice and I asked her, "What you doing?" She answered the phone at 2 a.m. like I expected.
I think I'm ready to speak to Mr. Houston's wife.
Let's do that. Oh no, she here?
Miss Houston is joining us today from her hometown. Hello, Miss Houston.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us today. If you've heard the testimony thus far, you hear that Ms. Herman and your now ex-husband were in a relationship, unfortunately, during your marriage.
Right.
How did you find out about Ms. Herman?
The way I discovered that, they were doing whatever was a message came in his phone and it said, when I have the baby, I want to move in with you. So I'm looking like, who the hell is this? And what is she talking about? And I'm like, so somebody is pregnant by you? Like, I'm trying to get answers. And he like playing dumb, wouldn't tell me the truth about it. So,
you just had
I mean, like eventually
Children.
I'll be connected with my
you
father.
will be connecting with your father. At the end of the day, you do have to understand that when you bring children into the world with paternity questions, that's not being a superhero. That's not being the kind of father you say you lost.
I met her at the club. I took her home that night. I had no intentions on getting her pregnant.
But you did not use protection, did you?
I did use condom. I didn't know this woman from
He's
Timbuktu.
lying.
I didn't know her
He
from
did
Timbuktu.
not use protection.
Young gun, I didn't know this woman. I didn't know her
He
at all.
must be talking about one of the other girls, because it wasn't me. I don't like condoms, so I don't use condoms.
Exactly, and I want you to know this.
I'm allergic to latex, so I can use non-latex condoms.
Why do people keep saying they're allergic to latex but not allergic
This
to
woman
sex?
tried to trap
No,
me.
I mean, it's like
sex at all. You're right.
if you allergic to latex, then you don't need to be having no
Listen,
sex.
when he first brought out the condom, I said, "Is it a no-latex condom?" He told me, "No, it's latex." I said, "I can't use that." I said,
By the end, these stories remind us that pain and truth often walk the same road. Whether it's a man crying for a child he lost, or a woman realizing she was only a secret, both seek the same thing: peace. Paternity court doesn't just reveal DNA, it reveals humanity. And sometimes healing begins not when we win, but when we finally face what we've been running from: the truth.
Wants to be a dad. Has he been a dad to Corey?
"No, he doesn't do anything for Corey at all.
So I didn't buy
He
nothing.
doesn't do anything for Corey
No,
at
this
all."
woman's full of lies today. I don't know why.
So what
Can you
have
show
you
you
done?
a receipt? Can you
What
show
have
you a
you
receipt?
done?
I made sure that I had his first pair of shoes. I got him some booties. I did everything that I was supposed to do as far as making sure he had car seats. I did all those things. Of course, she ain't gonna give me no credit today.
I'm not, because he came to the baby shower and he dropped off 1 pack of diapers.
That's not true. I didn't even go to the baby shower. See?
Your Honor, I can't build a family with somebody that's already got a family. How am I
Woman,
do that?
that's the same
How does
woman
that
that-
work? Thank you.
It actually was
That
a
you left
privilege.
your wife. I'm second choice. Thank you. I
See, the thing
appreciate
is,
it.
it wasn't second choice.
Mr. Houston, you are walking a tightrope on my last nerve right now.
Your Honor, if she opened the door when I needed to open the door, what makes you think I'm sure she did this already. She had plenty of men over there. I mean, she had hickeys
So
over there.
that's my next question. Ms. Herman, I must ask you, were you entertaining, having sex with
She was.
any other men during the time
She
you
was.
also were having sex with Mr. Houston?
Not during the time I was having sex with Mr. Houston.
She was. I know she was.
So now you're raising Corey all on your own
I've been raising Corey by myself for
2 years, almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years, yeah.
Your Honor, ask her this. Why would she want to make him my child? Why would she want to give me
I
the
don't
kid?
want to.
She
Your
know I
Honor,
got kids.
Your Honor, I don't want to make him nothing.
Right.
If he wasn't the father, I promise to God I'll do the Holy Ghost dance all around this courtroom.
So you telling me there's no way that nobody else could be?
If it was, I promise to God. If it's not,
Mr. Houston, you are not the father.
yes. Thank you, Jesus. I ain't gotta talk to this man not no more.
So you just did all this.
I don't want to hear nothing else you got to say.
It's
I'm
cool,
free.
you know.
Yep.
Miss Herman, I asked you,
Who came to the
was
bed?
there any other man?
When we were sleeping together, we were sleeping together. I slept with somebody
I'm a little
prior.
tight right now.
So you're saying once you met Mr. Houston, you only slept with him. What the truth is, you were already pregnant.
It's a little
I'm
relief
assuming
though.
so.
Do
yeah.
you know who your child's father is?
Yeah.
It ain't me.
Does he want to be in Corey's life?
I doubt it.
Hey, look, you now have ruined your family behind a relationship that didn't even produce a child ultimately.
Yana, I can't feel no worse than I already feel, okay?